guys want to get some coffee or something?
Can I get a cup of coffee? Black? Can't you see we talking? White?
Even little kids in Mexico drink coffee.
Well, I'm not a little kid in Mexico, okay?
That is the best coffee I've ever tasted.
A damn fine cup of coffee.
You want a cup of coffee?
No coffee.
Coffee drinker, huh?
Maybe we could grab some coffee?
Coffee! Coffee, 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 coffee!
God damn, Jimmy. That's some serious gourmet shit. Me and Vincent would have been satisfied with some freeze-dried Taster's Choice, right? And he springs this serious gourmet shit on us.
Good morning. Welcome to the show that lasts as long as my coffee. It's really hot this morning, so I got to take it easy on that. Oh, goodness gracious. Good morning, Dust Wolf, and good morning, Gap After Dark. Keith will not be with us. He's still on the road. He will not be joining us, but he will be in the chat. So you guys can feel welcome to talk to him all you like. And we'll see what happens. It's going to be an interesting morning because we got hit by some major news last night. Oh, goodness. I just got a message from Mr. Tickletrunk that he will not be joining us because he's got stuff happening in his personal life. That sucks, but I'm sure he'll be back. Hold on. I'm getting messages from others. Hope everything is okay. So, yes, I'm texting while on the show. Yeah, you just saw it. It just happened. Live it. Get over it. So, Mag's just messaged. Hope everything. Yeah, she's messaging him too. So, but Gap is here. Good morning, Gap. Good morning, John. Good to see you guys. Hopefully, more will show up as the morning goes on. I'm very grateful for all you guys. I really am. But wow, big fucking news last night from Mikey Sutton messaging the group of us. Let me go pull that back up. I got to get past all of Keith's comments. There we go. All right. So, yeah, and I'll be pulling up his article, but he let us know, like last night before the article even went out, that DeLuca is stepping in, and other stuff that's come in is absolutely loves Jack Kirby, Michael DeLuca. He's a very big Kirby fan. So they're working on, the whole DC head, because what we're hearing now from Mikey is that Hamada's not doing anything. He's not working anymore. And that these two have stepped in to take over DC temporarily. And that's what's going on. Is we've got Pam Abdi and Mike DeLuca taking over on DC temporarily until they find somebody. And I'll go and pull this article up while I'm talking about it. Let's see, share screen. Share screen. There it is. There we go. So, Suicide Squad 2 producer replaces Toby Emmerich at Warner Brothers Discovery. Basically, these two are taking over for Warner Brothers. What used to be Warner Media, it's gone. Ann Sarnoff, Toby Emmerich, they're done. They're toast. Toby's been there finishing up a little bit of things, but I think this is, from what Mikey's saying, is that's it. He's not helping on anything else. So They've replaced Toby Emmerich at Warner Bros. Discovery. In other words, they've begun work. As a matter of fact, Warner Brothers Discovery has removed Emmerich from the site. They replaced his photo with Mike Luca. And of course, I've got that here. Let me share that too. In fact, let me change the way I shared this. Stop screen, share screen. Share screen. Boom. Share. And now we'll go to the article here and then go to this. Because here it is. You're on the Warner Brothers Discovery leadership page. Under Brands and Business is Mike DeLuca, chairperson of CEO of Warner Brothers Film Group, and Pam Abdi, chairperson and CEO of Warner Brothers Film Group. This is official now. They're gone. And temporarily, they've got Mike DeLuca, I think, is mostly running DC right now until they find some. He's the interim head of DC. The clown table's temporarily been gone since really the beginning of summer, but they were still using Toby Emmerich on a few things, and Hamada still has an office, even though he doesn't do anything. He just sits in the office while basically people work around him. And so now we've got all of that cleared up. Eventually, we're going to have somebody on this page for DC. You'll see someone in charge of DC. What you don't see here is Walter Hamada, because this is the page where he would be if he were still in charge, and he is not. That's why the Screen Rant articles and the Rolling Stone article are fucking stupid right now, talking about Warner Brothers. They don't know shit. And they're not even trying to know shit. I got so irritated with them last night. I tagged them and said, you guys are fucking idiots over there. You don't know how to read news at all, much less write it. Hi, Aaron. Oh, you're not that late. Don't worry about it. So once again, board of directors immediately right here at the top, David Zaslav. He is a beast at doing his job. He ain't fucking taking prisoners. And he has put Pam Abdi and Mike DeLuca officially, as of yesterday, in charge of the Warner Brothers Film Group. And temporarily, that is overseeing DC, which is why Hamada is not on this fucking page. He has been removed. He is gone. Done. Clowns are fucking gone. Yeah, the clown table. Yeah, buddy. So it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen here. And once again, one of the things that Mikey was talking about was that this gentleman right here is the one overseeing DC, is a huge Jack Kirby fan. This guy over here, oops, I'm sorry, I went the wrong way. Here we go, board of directors. This guy, David Zaslav, loves Henry Cavill. He loves Zack Snyder, and he loves The Rock. So, thought I heard somebody join us. Did somebody join us?
Yeah, Keith popped up for a second there, but I guess his connection is not the best.
Probably. He's on the road. So, he mentions they replaced his photo right here. All right. As far as the general public is concerned, this means nothing to Snyderverse fans. It has to raise eyebrows. And this is in the face of Rolling Stone and the shill media, who are still talking shit. There's no Zack Snyder and fucking, Screen Rant and their fucking comment that they don't know how to read a room kind of comment, that DC still having Justice League images in their trailer. It's in there for a fucking reason, you morons. God, Screen Rant is stupid. They're not even trying anymore. Well, the point is, look, Mikey Sutton and I both criticize Zack Snyder. Are you saying that you would prefer Warner Brothers' take on it? Because everything they've done so far on their own and all the interference they've done has caused problems. It's the lesser of two evils. Yes, I'd much rather have Zack Snyder than fucking Walter Hamada. And no, if you think about it, he's trying to put it together. Where Warner Brothers, under the control of Toby and Cernoff, and DC under Hamada, has caused one failure after another. So I don't understand your point at all. I don't, Aaron. I'm sorry. That doesn't make any sense. Those guys were fucking idiots. James Gunn is good at fucking comedy. He is not, he's irreverent. I got to warn you guys want these irreverent filmmakers. And then you like get upset when they shit all over a character you love and revere. Well, what do you think irreverent means? They are the opposite of reverent. They're going to keep making stuff that's comedy. The stuff that James Gunn makes for DC is not canon. It's comedy. His Justice League is not the same Justice League. They're like the parody version. He makes good parody. And it's fun. I enjoy his stuff. Great action. But his stuff is comedy. And this is something that Mikey Sutton and I 100% agree on when we talk. Is we're sick of people wanting stuff that's not canon to the characters. And Danny's not here because I'd be shitting all over Danny because what's the importance of canon? Now, what's the importance of fucking doing a character in a movie based off of a comic character and make it like the character that fans love? What's the point of that? You know, getting fans happy, making fans happy. There's no point to that.
Yeah, we're gonna give you this visual story about the character you love, but it's not the character you love.
It's not the character you love. It's our version of the character. Now, Favreau, I will tell you, absolutely is not irreverent. He reveres these characters. He's an actual nerd. I've known that since the late 90s, early 2000s, when he did an interview for, I think it was for Friends. Yeah, Friends, when he was going to be a character on Friends. And my God, he's a nerd. He really is. I love that guy. You know, I know my buddies over at Flaccid Phoenix love to poke fun at me over him. You think he's God or something, you know, the savior. I've never put the word savior to him, but he's a nerd. So I know I'm going to get stuff that's, you know, reverent to nerd stuff. I mean, he started the MCU with the current MCU with Iron Man. He created the formula, and the only reason you don't see him much anymore, other than in acting, is because he and Kevin Feige had a clash. And I really do believe that part of that clash was what was leading up to Ann Sarnoff. I mean, not Ann Sarnoff, Victoria Alonso. Because Victoria Alonso, the minute she came in as president of Marvel, everything went to shit. And the winds of that shit was coming early. And Favreau wanted nothing to do with it. And it's why he's so close to quitting Star Wars right now, because he's getting sick of fucking Kathleen Kennedy. Speaking as a Snyder moderate, and that's what I am. I consider myself a moderate because I like what he does with certain characters. I get kind of tired of how he gets stuck on Frank Miller on everything. He's got his head buried up Frank Miller's ass. So the only Batman we're ever going to get under his management, is going to be Frank Miller's Batman, which is not Batman. He's Frank Miller's Batman. But let me go ahead and finish reading that. I don't think he'll have full say going forward. I think, for example, Cavill is playing a brighter and more hopeful Superman. Well, let's fucking hope so, because when you watch early interviews with Cavill, he fucking understands Superman. He understands that character far more than Zack Snyder doesn't get it. He comes from a nihilist background. I mean, he was a nihilist. It was his philosophical religious creed. And he so he comes at things at a very dark, cynical way. So he makes Superman something he shouldn't be. He makes him somewhat cynical. Absolutely, Aaron. I 100% agree with you on that. But when it comes to James Gunn and or fucking Taika Waititi, those guys are irreverent directors, filmmakers. They're really good on their solo stuff. But if you listen to fans of Guardians of the Galaxy comics, they don't like what James Gunn did because it's not the characters from the comics. And I said, I'm not a fan of those comics, so I came in okay with it. But I get it when diehard fans of Guardians of the Galaxy don't like James Gunn's representation of the characters. I get it. Yeah, I hope he does quit Star Wars and comes Warner Brothers do DC. Yeah, because he's already helping. And, Martin and I were talking before the show about some of the problems we have with the current season of Orville. But despite those problems, I still call it a solid series. It's got some stupid things in it now that I didn't see before, and I'm a little surprised by some of the stupid writing because they had 2 fucking years to polish these scripts. And you've got logic issues within these stories. And I'm like, this is something I really wasn't dealing with before. The only episode I had a beef with previously in season 2 was the season 1 holdover that ended up in season 2 with Bortus's porn addiction on the holodeck. And I just thought that's a C story. That's not an A story. And they took the A story and made it the C story. I mean, a planet's about to fucking be destroyed and all life on that planet wiped out. And we have a chance to save a handful of them. How do we pick them? They need to pick them. That's an A story, at least a C story. I mean, a B story. A C story is usually a character story where it's about a character's quirks or something going on with their life. That's your C story. That's Bortus. Bortus should have been the C story on that one. It was bad writing. It was fun. Don't get me wrong. I laughed my ass off at that episode, but that was bad writing.
In this season, there are too much Deus Ex Machinas.
Yes, I dislike that. The minute you feel the story being forced in a direction, like that's happening a lot in this season. We have characters that, if it were on Star Trek, they would have been torn. They would have been frustrated, but they wouldn't have forced themselves, their politics onto this, planet. This is a planet of all male propagating species. If they're female, they're shunned. I get where you might want to force them at some point, but not at gunpoint, but do it through exclusion. It's like, look, we have laws and regulation, but those laws and regulations should have already been already in place. I mean, they've been dealing with alien species for a while. That should have been considered. That whoever we're going to align ourselves with needs to stand up for the same basic human rights, species rights that we do. If you're a sentient species on the planet, there shouldn't be anybody that's treated unfairly. And so again, that's on the fault of that, what their version of the federal, what do they call it? The trade union or whatever it is. Huge mistake. This season, Orville has been the first 2 episodes were really good. And then the away mission, having your captain and your co-captain on the same away mission is just dumb. You don't do that. We learned that growing up after finding out that Star Trek, the original series that we grew up on, that I grew up on, that wouldn't happen. And so anyway, Star Trek Next Generation finally handled that correctly. And now Orville is bringing in a female version of Mocklins. Well, they were brought in from the very beginning that they existed. We knew about it. But the thing is they're putting it into the main plot line. And I think that what they did is they broke their own rules. If it was Star Trek, they absolutely wouldn't have done that. They would have kicked them. They would have said, look, when you figure your shit out, come back to us. We want you. But currently, when you suppress one of your sentient species on your planet, it's a member of your own species or just the female version, we can't have that in the Union. So come back when you figure that shit out. If you need some people there to help you, we'll send them your way. But you don't fucking point fingers and get all fucking judgy the way they did on the show. You got to be careful. That could have led to a war, what they did. Nah, they don't think about that shit. So, but I still enjoy the series. It's far better than anything Star Trek's put out so far. Yeah, they touched on that, Shinatsky. Yes, they did. Star Trek Next Generation definitely touched on xenophobia. And they touched on xenophobia. They didn't like it, but they understood why it exists and didn't start shaming people. And that's my problem with Seth MacFarlane. A lot of the liberal, overly liberal left, not liberals like Keith, but the overly left liberals that want to shake a finger at anybody that doesn't think or agree with what they say. So from the side, he looks like an angry Ricky Martin. Yeah, you know what? He does. Holy shit, he really does. I didn't even think about that. It's true. God. So let's get back to this story by Mikey Sutton. In other words, he has impressive credentials without a doubt. And yeah, let me show you something. Michael DeLuca, best known for, there you go, Captain Phillips, The Social Network. I didn't like Brothers so much, but it was good acting. It was well written. Brad Pitt, Moneyball, great film. Austin Powers, Pleasantville, Blade, and I love despite Akiva Goldsman being one of the executive producers and helped with the script, I love that fucking movie. Dark City, classic sci-fi. And then a really good political, semi-satirical film, Wag the Dog. I mean, he's been working on some top-notch stuff, So Zaslav made a really good decision with this guy, and he is a Jack Kirby fan. This is a fact. So in the interim, having him there is going to be really good. And he has something in common with, what's his name? Batman. I forgot his name. Holy shit. Matt Damon's buddy.
Matt Damon. Ben Affleck.
Yeah, Ben Affleck. Because Ben Affleck is a huge Jack Kirby fan. So, but anyway, beneath the public image, DeLuca has his comic book roots. That's right. He worked on some Marvel stuff like Blade. He's a huge comics fan. He's especially a Frank Miller fan. That'll put him in good with Zack Snyder. And apparently this was important enough to include in his Wikipedia entry. However, it goes beyond that. The older Warner Brothers regime hired DeLuca to co-produce Suicide Squad 2 in 2018. This had nothing to do with James Gunn's Suicide Squad. Rather, this was the planned sequel of David Ayer's chopped up Suicide Squad. Zack Snyder's frequent partner, Charles Roven, would have co-produced the sequel with DeLuca. In addition, Suicide Squad was to be set in the Snyderverse. And I would love to see this actually happen. I'd love to see their actual sequel. Moreover, chosen director Gavin O'Connor made the Ben Affleck movies, The Accountant and The Way Back. The DeLuca, and if you haven't seen The Accountant, man, that's like Batman without a costume. I love that fucking movie. The DeLuca co-production of Suicide Squad would have featured The Rock's Black Adam as the big bad. Let that sink in for a second. If they had made their Suicide Squad, we'd have already met The Rock as Black Adam. He would have been the big heavy. Again, let it sink in. This is who took over Emmerich's job at Warner Brothers. And I'll go ahead and click on that. This is our good friend Sil Abdul, his Scoop Center. And we can get past your intro, buddy. Come on.
Oh, dude.
Okay, it's going to be a long one. So I'm just going to tell you right off the bat, it's Toby Emmerich is who they're talking about that got replaced. So basically, he's gone. Toby Emmerich was being used in the interim, and now he has been fully replaced by these two, Pam Abdi and Mike DeLuca. And Mike DeLuca is currently overseeing DC, meaning Hamada's completely useless and gone. There's going to be a big shakeup, and Jim Lee, I think, fucked up when he did that interview with Rolling Stone. I guarantee you, Zaslav was not pleased with what happened there. That article was written for people that were already fired, and Jim Lee should have abstained from that interview. Period. So let that sink in. Jim Lee worked on a lot of cool stuff. He opened his mouth at the wrong time, and I'm going to bet you dollars to donuts that he's going to get replaced. And we're not even sure what DC Comics is going to become. We don't know at this point because Discovery has not stepped up to make its decision on how it's going to be done. Are they going to outsource? Still control the IPs, but outsource everything? Or are they going to start a whole new comics division? And yes, Paul Sorvino died yesterday, as did David Warner, two great actors. And Paul Sorvino was friends with another actor we lost last week. So it's or a couple weeks back. I lose track of time. Hold on, yeah. I can see Michael DeLuca greenlighting a Kirby Faithful New Gods. Oh, yeah, we wouldn't get that stupid shit like we saw, that Ian Sarnoff, Victoria Alonso signed off on with the Eternals. What a fucking insult. When Hamada is gone, what happens? Yeah, that's what I was just talking about. So making sure I don't miss anything. I think Seth wrote this season with hopes of a new season, but with it being a final season in mind. The thing is, what we're hearing is there is likely to be a fourth season and then possibly a movie. I know that when they started getting the numbers in from episode 1, that he had the actor over for lunch at his house that plays Bortus. And he came into the room going, season 4. But nothing publicly has been said, except for what the actor said there about Seth saying that to him at a cookout at his house. But Wolverine, for right now, this guy right here is running DC temporarily. What we know as DC. So that's that. But yeah, everybody's gone. Rest in peace, Big Paulie. Yeah, rest in peace, Paul Sorvino. A terrible loss, man. And David Warner, I said, it's amazing. Here's a guy that was in his 80s. He lived a full life, man, and absolutely had an amazing career. And when you look at what he has done in his career, you would be hard pressed today to find somebody who hadn't liked or loved something that David Warner was in, because he did horror, comedy, sci-fi. He touched everything. Both Sorvino and David Warner were in Star Trek. Yeah, they both have some Star Trek DNA on them. Yeah, buddy. Mm-hmm. Anyway, on June 8th, Deadline broke that DeLuca and Abdi will oversee DC in the interim upon their arrival, which they have they have arrived. Search is underway for a new head of DC. And I love that, because that article, that Deadline article, was basically Hamada's obituary. And Zaslav's fucking disrespected him so much that he's not even mentioned in his own fucking obituary. That's how done Zaslav is with Hamada.
Well, a search is underway for a new head of DC. Keith, send your resume, man.
As of today, yeah, I know, right? As of today, DeLuca and Abdi have control of DC Films. That is until Zaslav finds a new person to run it. The three people who tossed the Snyderverse in the trash can, Ann Sarnoff, Toby Emmerich, and Walter Hamada, have all lost their power and or jobs. In their place is a man who nearly made a Snyderverse sequel. For Snyderverse fans, who would you rather have in charge of Warner Brothers Discovery? Well, and once again, I'm going to point out that Mikey Sutton is not a Snyder fan when it comes to DC. Both of us have talked about this ad nauseum. We both agree that this is the choice of the lesser of two evils. That if I have a choice between Snyderverse and Hamadaverse, I want Snyderverse. It's closer. It's not. It's grenade close. It's not on target, but it's close. Yes, David Warner is Jack the Ripper in I just forgot the name of it. Time After Time, where Malcolm McDowell plays the part of H.G. Wells. And you find out that it's not fiction, that he actually built the time machine, and he has to get to the future to find David Warner's character, who is his best friend, and he's got to hunt him down and stop him because he's now gone into the 20th century to do some killing. And of course, you find out that H.G. Wells is out of place in the future, but David Warner's character, not. He fits in. And that was an interesting part of that film. It was their approach to H.G. Wells was the fish out of water, whereas Jack the Ripper fit right in with modern society. Did anyone hear about Bruce Campbell talk about Evil Dead animated series with him returning? That would be the only way he'd come back, is either in game form or in animated form, because he's done. He got pissed. A lot of people don't understand why he stepped away, because Bruce Campbell Evil Dead fans talk a good game. But when it came to watching his show behind a paywall, they just weren't there. And the show got canceled. And he got a little miffed about it. Now, I won't say anything publicly about it, but I know people that know him, and I know him. I've heard him talk. So I'm glad to hear something like that. Yeah, Malcolm McDowell was really good in that, Lindsay. David Warner played Jor-El. Yeah, Lois and Clark. He also voiced Ra's al Ghul. Yep, that's right. David Warner was brilliant in The Island with Michael Caine, based off the Peter Benchley novel. Not one of Benchley's better books, because I read the book. The movie got a lot of flack, but I really enjoyed the movie. Yeah, it's just a modern pirates film, trying to survive modern pirates. And Caine and David Warner are going to be good in anything they're in. I wouldn't agree with you at all on that one, War Monkey, because you're comparing live action to animation. So I wouldn't do that. I mean, yes, there's animation in the film, but he was on screen live, so I wouldn't compare it. As far as I'm concerned, I became a fan of his when I watched him in The Omen, and he got his head cut off. He was so fucking good as that reporter that was, regaining his faith and following Gregory Peck's character to help stop the Antichrist. Yes, he can do comedy. His role as the devil, darkness, whatever you want to call him, in Time Bandits is like one of the best roles of his life. And that film has one of my favorite lines. Be careful, don't touch that. It's concentrated evil. Morning, Floral. Let's see. Writer, director was the creative genius behind Star Trek II. Yes. He also did Sherlock Holmes and 7% Solution, which was so good that the official estate accepted it as a Sherlock Holmes story. He wrote the novel and made the film with Nicole Williams, best known as Merlin in Excalibur, Robert Duvall as Watson. His English accent was spot on. Duvall did a fantastic job as Watson. And they got Alan Arkin to play Sigmund Freud. Great fucking film, man. Good morning, Bill. Okay, I'm considering checking it out. I added it to my watch list. I can't help it. I'm gun shy with Netflix. I know that the changes have been going on over there, but I'm gun shy with them. Never talk to me like that again. No one created me. Yes. I've never forgiven Disney for making Tron 3. I liked Tron 2, but it failed with the because the uncanny valley. You got to be careful when you do CG on a person's face to de-age them, and theirs looked terrible. Didn't look natural or human at all. But I like the story of Tron 2. I don't know about Tron 3. I didn't know there was a film. I know there was a series, and our friend Cameron Pasha headed up, and it was a good show. Very well written. I love Warner's character in Babylon 5. That's right. That's a Keith and Fat Steven thing. I loved Babylon 5. I watched the show, but I didn't memorize the characters of the stories. I just remember
on that list.
What's that?
You can put me on that list of Babylon 5 fans. It's my best favorite show.
Well, you should go do the show with Keith and Steven when they bring it back, because every episode they do is about either an episode or several episodes in Babylon 5. Yes, Bill, we've been talking about it. That's what we've been talking about. Yeah, everything looks so good in that film except for Jeff Bridges' face. They fucked it up. Well, it looked good when he was the computer version. But when they show the DH scene and all that, I was very disappointed with how that looked.
I extended a pass. I don't care. I still love the movie.
And it's a good film.
It still looks better than No Mustache Superman.
Yeah. So it's 2 episodes per show that they do on the Babylon 5 show. Okay, good. So I'm looking forward to them bringing that back. Keith should be doing that. So what we've been talking about again is that the leadership has shifted. The fucking Rolling Stone article and everything that Screen Rant is saying is just bullshit. We know it's bullshit now officially today. Screen Rant looks really fucking stupid right now for supporting the whole anti-Snyder thing. You know, I mean, they even wrote a fucking article yesterday and put it out how out of touch DC is with adding Snyderverse versions of The Flash, Wonder Woman, and Aquaman. It's like, that was done on purpose, you dumbasses. Or as Kirk would say, you double dumbass on you. Fucking stupid. Warner, I don't think he was in. No, that was
McDowell.
Malcolm McDowell. Warner was not in Clockwork Orange.
And this guy, David Prowse.
Dave Prowse, actually, yeah, that was one of the few times you saw him outside of makeup in a film. He wasn't wearing any special effects makeup, because everybody that knew him was playing monsters for Hammer. They at least tried. They're not even trying now. They are going out of their way to look stupid. About CGI in the beginning of the movie was there was zero reason to actually show his face. They shouldn't have been proud of that. They should not have been. That was embarrassing. The uncanny valley, the human eye picks up the slightest thing when it comes to the human face. The slightest thing. If something is off, we notice it, because that's what we are trained to look at. It's the human face from birth. Good morning, Kyle. How you doing? Jax. It's good to see you, my friend. Fletcher Williams, good morning. Have I missed anybody? I think I've said hi to everybody.
No.
Yeah, I think I got it. Yeah, there we go. So these are exciting times. Major shakeup. I still always tell people, be careful what you wish for, because you might not get everything you want, because the merger deal between Discovery and Warner comes with caveats. And some of those caveats are Discovery is woke. You know, they are absolutely 100% about making money. Absolutely. But they're woke. And what they do, and they have a good rule, let's do our woke shit. If it sells, keep it. If it doesn't sell, just show that season or that episode in reruns.
Dennis is back.
Oh, hey, Dennis. How you doing, man? Good to see you. Good morning. Guten Morgen, mein Freund. I remember Time After Time movie with Warner. I also watched the short-lived TV series. I did not. There are a lot of TV shows that were based on films that I just never watched. And I'll hear about them. I'm like, I should go back and look to see if that was any good. Like that one, I should probably go back and see if it was any good. My problem was if it didn't have the original actors in it, I didn't want to see it. I was only interested in seeing the continuation of those characters by those actors.
That was a little bit disappointing with the Blue Thunder series.
That's why
However,
Airwolf, I felt Airwolf did better.
Yeah, but
theirs.
The movie Airwolf was a TV movie. And in fact, it was
it was a pilot film. It was a pilot film.
Who was the guy in Blue Thunder? He was.
You mean the series? I know Dick Butkus.
In the series.
Dick Butkus and Bubba Smith were in it.
No, the protagonist.
Oh wait, no, I know who it is. I didn't have to look it up. It is the Italian actor. He's dead now. He was in Dead and Buried. God damn it, what is his name? Oh my God, I'm gonna have to look it up. I can't remember.
I didn't know he was dead.
James Ferrantino.
Yes, I knew.
James Ferrantino also did a pilot film with Harrison Ford for TV that was supposed to be a pilot for a new series, and it just didn't get picked up. And it was called Possessed, of which Harrison Ford plays a scummy student fucking teacher at an all-girls school, and one of the teachers is possessed by a demon. And Ferrantino's character is a priest who went off the rails, doing blow, having sex, going to parties, getting hammered, and
just life.
And he gets in trouble and dies, and is sent back to Earth to make up for his sins, to do nothing but be an exorcist. And so his job is to go find people and save them from demons. And it's an interesting concept as a series, but the film the TV film pilot didn't get enough watches, so it just ended up fading into obscurity. But that was James Ferrantino. I liked it. But let's see. Dana Carvey was he played Jaffo in the Blue Thunder series. And of course, like I said, Bubba Smith and Dick Butkus were in there. Kelly Preston was in there.
Look who's here. That's
hey,
70s.
It's that. Yeah, you can't wait till later when we're together on 32 Flavors of Nick Weiser on Toxic Tuesday. I loved it. I was on his show last night, and we decided that we're going to be watching South Park longer. Was it longer? Oh my God! What is the South Park longer? Bigger, longer, and uncut. That was it.
Well,
70 said that he's bigger and longer, and I'm uncut.
I'd say that calls for the video of Family Guy. Don't you think?
Well, I've got a couple of videos. I guess I could play one of them. Which one you want to? I'll do this one.
So the long and the veiny of it is you're going to.
That
one. Gotcha.
Well, about time for me to be hitting the old dusty trail.
I think it's more like that one, but we're going to be watching Bigger, Longer, and Uncut tonight on Toxic Tuesday. Should be a fun show. I'm assuming 70s that Tom will be there because it seems like that would be filmed right down his alley. Yeah, he said alley. It's sad what happened to Airwolf helicopter. It was turned back into an air ambulance and crashed during bad weather. If you actually look at the crash statistics for medevac hospitals, civilian medevac hospitals, it's really high. And it's something that led to civilian pilots are no longer allowed to do what's called dust off. They have to do a normal takeoff because that's really dangerous. Military helicopter pilots are trained for that shit. But if you don't practice it on a regular basis, you put lives at risk. Happy to see you. Clue. Yeah. Magitech Mags is here.
Yes.
And sadly, we will not have Mr. Tickle Trunk today because he's dealing with family stuff. He sent that to us in private chat. And Magitech, I saw you responded too. So I'm trying to think, what are some things that we could talk about now? Because I've really talked out the Warner Brothers thing. Hold on, I'm reading a private message.
Okay. So, any topic in the chat that you would like your old friend Gerry here to discuss?
Yeah, so what was that?
I'm asking the chat for topics to hear you rant. Discuss.
Well, let me go over to Geekosity, see if there's anything worthwhile talking about over there. I was kind of hoping that some of our friends would show up, that bring about good conversations, but Danny's not here, Keith's not here. So Elsa Bloodstone makes MCU debut in Disney Plus Werewolf by Night. Don't care. Officially, Charlie Cox's Daredevil project officially revealed. Let's see what that is. Share the screen here. There we go. So Charlie Cox's Daredevil project. This is written by Joy Lynn and Mikey Sutton. So Marvel Studios announced several projects with Charlie Cox's Daredevil at SDCC. In fact, one of them is even animated. Without a doubt, Marvel Studios plumbed the depths of Charlie Cox's popularity. Per Variety, Charlie Cox will star in Disney Plus's Daredevil Born Again. His Catholicism makes that sound interesting. We initially scooped in September of 2019 that Cox would return as Daredevil in the MCU. Therefore, this shouldn't be a surprise to some of you. Then again, Cox's cameo in Spider-Man No Way Home became a massive hint about his future. Disney Plus scheduled Daredevil Born Again to launch on spring 2024 with a whopping 18 episodes. Marvel Studios obviously took the title from the writer-artist Frank Miller's story arc, Born Again. And if you didn't read those comics, Frank Miller's Daredevil is one of my favorites. What is going on with my screen? There's some crazy shit going on with my screen right now. That was weird. Many critics and fans believe Born Again was among Marvel's comics' finest moments. It really was. It brought me back to Marvel because I was really a DC guy at that time. So, personally, we doubt it. Marvel Studios head Kevin Feige isn't one to rehash, especially the work of others, given that they could simply use Born Again as a synonym for a reboot. And that's what I'm assuming it is this is our Daredevil. It's the same Daredevil, but different in that we're not going to focus on those stories or rehash any of it. The latest trailer for She-Hulk was awful. But we know that he's going to be in there. So could this be that by this time, the people that manifest superpowers are also mutating humans? This could connect last episode of Ms. Marvel to She-Hulk. So that's a good possibility. That's a good possibility. Yeah, it looks like I'm being recalled by the Matrix. It's really weird. Since May 2021, Geekosity has been reporting that Matthew Murdock Cox will appear in She-Hulk. It's now more clear that he will appear as both of his personas. The very good lawyer by day and day. Well, she's a lawyer, so it makes sense. Whether Walters will know or know of both being the same person, we don't know. It's under wraps. Marvel is really loving Cox's Daredevil because fans love Daredevil. That's what they're loving. They're loving that fans love Daredevil. He's in the upcoming animated series Spider-Man Freshman Year that Cox will also be lending his voice. Which, again, to go back over what was said here, that Tom Holland apparently not doing Spider-Man Freshman Year. Again, he is a Sony employee. He's got a contract with Sony. So if they're not directly involved with it, odds are they're going to have trouble with that. And so they'd just rather use the guy they used for What If, who sounds a lot like him. So Maslany is really slaying it in there. I think she's fine. My problem is I hated that last trailer. You know, I'm a girl, so I'm better. It's like, oh, come on, stop that shit. Stop it. Let's be adults here and stop doing the juvenile fucking bullshit like that. Slamming guys to make women look strong. It's just dumb. The first trailer already showed the car accident. Yeah, and I like the first trailer despite some of the bad animation. But yeah, I'm not going to read the rest of this. It's just talking about more stuff that doesn't involve him. So I'm just going to be happy to see Charlie Cox return as Daredevil. Wait, what was that? Hold on. Will Kingpin turn up? Because, yeah, we do know. It's already been scooped by Mikey that he is back. And he will be directly involved with Daredevil. Oh, her show will be PG-13, but I don't think Daredevil will be. I don't think it'll have an R rating, but it will have mature themes and language. I find it fascinating that Daredevil will be closer to 20 episodes. Yeah, well, you know that they've got some faith in Charlie Cox by doing that. They're showing faith in the property. I want strong men in entertainment. Yeah. I mean, look, everybody knows that the only way to show how strong a female character is either in opposition of or alongside a strong male character. You can't show a woman fighting or racing a woman and do that like they did in Star Trek Strange New Worlds. You know, that doesn't show the strength of number one. They imply that the character she's fighting is super strong, but once again, the way you do that to show that is showing something that you know is strong and physically know is strong. So just silly. And Marvel with the throwing the rock thing was just an eye-rolling moment, and like so much of the stuff that they do, it's absolutely Victoria Alonso behind all of that. The A-Team. Yes, Bill, and I do agree. This is going to be more Feige run than Victoria Alonso. Hold on, I want to go back to that. Sutton said Daredevil will be TVMA, so we'll see if that happens. That's everything that's coming out. That's what he's predicted, and I do trust him on that. I mean, he was the one that cautioned Seal Abdul and me about getting too excited about Henry Cavill. You know, we thought Deadline published this. They're not going to be fucking off. They were off. All the media is off right now. Rolling Stone is stupid. First of all, it's owned by a corporation that is tied into so much entertainment today. In fact, it's the same company that owns, what's her name? Sour Puss Face that does reviews and shit on YouTube that none of us like. There we go. Blocked. My interest is very limited right now, past Daredevil and possibly Punisher. The rest of it, I don't really, I've lost a lot of interest in She-Hulk because of this last trailer. This last trailer was just insulting to my intelligence. And I'm not sure what version of Elektra we're going to get. But if we do get Elektra, and I hope they do, Elektra is one of my favorite characters. And really, it was also one of the best things that Frank Miller revamped for his series. Yeah, Grace Randolph. God, I fucking hate her. Daredevil is the only announced Phase 5 project that I've even remotely interested in, but nervous at the same time. No, man, I get it why we're all nervous about it. I mean, come on. You know, it's Disney and Victoria Alonso. And Victoria Alonso in particular has screwed up so much since she came on board at Marvel. And I'm going to go look the exact year up. She came in. Yeah, she started working with him in 2006, and she was the chief of visual effects back then. She didn't really have a say. But when she stepped in as president, and I'm looking for the year that she did that, we started seeing Lonzo was promoted to executive producer in 2012. And I'm looking for the date. Come on, show me a date. Because now she's the president of Marvel. And they're not giving me a date here. And my guess is it was sometime in the mid to late 2010s, because that's when we saw things starting to go south. Like, when was Endgame? What year was that? All right. 2019. And I think that's when she stepped in. So let me go through here again. She was named one of People in Espanol magazine's most influential Hispanic women of 2019, 2020. So I'm assuming that that's right around when she took over and we started seeing the downfall of Marvel. Because up until 2012, she was just an effects person and or a producer. Yeah, Evil is a hit. And I suspected he was going to come back because he's just too fucking busy. Yeah. I don't understand why it's so hard to make a good comic book film TV show. I mean, all you have to do is adapt the template. Well, yeah, this is the thing we were talking about, you know, because I brought up Taika Waititi and fucking James Gunn. I said, as much as I enjoy Guardians of the Galaxy, it's not an adaptation of the comic. The characters are completely different what he did. That's his interpretation of it. And that's what James Gunn and Taika Waititi do, is they're irreverent filmmakers. You look at their resume for their comedies. They're irreverent. That means they don't have any reverence for things. So you're going to get irreverent filmmaking with those two. Feige is still listed as president of Marvel, but Alonso is head of physical production. She is the president of Marvel Productions. She is listed. I will check that out again. Let's see. Terry Alonso. Victoria Alonso, yeah, she is the president of physical post and visual effects animation at Marvel Studios. So she wields a lot of power. Yeah, they even tell you in advance they're going to do stuff. They've warned. We knew shit was going to go down with Thor. That's why I didn't want to watch it. Because I knew that once he did Ragnarok, and I had problems with Ragnarok, that it was going to be worse the next time because it was successful. You know, Taika Waititi got some success, so they leave him alone a little more. And that's what happens. You get an irreverent filmmaker, and they fuck with shit. Because what we're hearing is that Klutzman is not in control. Klutzman is still throwing influence in. That's why you end up stupid stuff like nothing but females on the one bridge shot when you first join the bridge of the Enterprise in Strange New Worlds. Everybody in that shot when they come off the turbo lift is female. That's Kurtzman. Kurtzman throws things in there that throw you off. It is sort of like the same thing with what I said about how our eyes are trained to see humans. faces because we are trained from birth to look at faces. The minute we can see, the first thing we do is start identifying things with faces. And when you get to the uncanny valley is talking about the things that aren't right. And our eyes pick it up with CG. Well, it's the same thing with other things. When you see something like that on Star Trek, your subconscious picks it up, and even your conscious can become aware of it very quickly, that something isn't right. So when you see a shot of the bridge where you should have a mixed crew and see nothing but one sex, there's something going on there, and it's not accidental. It's never accidental. I was actually looking at that one thing. Yes, and I trust Robert Meyer Burnett. I really do. I trust him like I trust Mikey Sutton. Absolutely agree with you, Bill. And Magitech, going back to your comment, both him and James Gunn have warned us before they did things that they were going to fuck with things. And so I knew, and that's why I didn't want to bother fucking watching his Thor movie. I won't watch it. I'm not going to bother because I'm just going to be annoyed with it. Oh, but it has some fun moments in it. It will not get away with the things that annoyed me. I'm going to be annoyed through the whole film. So why would I do that? Why would I subject myself to being annoyed at something? No, he was not. No, absolutely. I knew he was being sincere when he said it. I mean, you look at what he did with Mandalorian. That is him being managed. Jon Favreau managed him. That's how you do it with Taika Waititi. You manage him. Ragnarok would have been better if they had managed him better. It would have been more like Planet Hulk, which is what it was stolen from. I don't know. Look, I don't agree with that, John. I don't agree with that at all. Robert Meyer Burnett is absolutely a critic of what Kurtzman and those guys are doing. He hates it. I don't think for a second he's drank the Kool-Aid. He's too sharp a dude to do that. And if that ever did happen, I'd probably stop watching him. But I'm going to continue watching because I don't believe that's what's going on. I think, and I want to have him back on our show again because I love Burnett, man. He is just awesome. So no, I call bullshit on that, John. Enterprise F and G are to appear in season 3 of Picard. The online video game G is a completely new design, not video game related. I don't know. The guy that they have doing a lot of the design work, especially the dude that worked on the Next Generation films, I didn't like his design. I forget his name. He worked on Deep Space Nine, the main designer. I didn't like his designs for the Enterprise. You know, he took something that should have been interesting looking and made it less interesting. But I am curious about this because I don't think they have him. I think they've got a different designer for this. And hopefully they'll get you have to feel the Enterprise when you see the Enterprise. To Natalie Portman, I can get you into my Star Wars movie. Look, he said it was supposed to be a joke. I don't believe it was. I believe that he's just that out of contact with things that he forgot she was in Star Wars. I don't know if he's being mean, but I think he's just being stupid. So asking Natalie Portman if she wants to be in a Star Wars film is just fucking dumb. And I think I know what you mean. Rude is what you meant. Rude. I don't think it's mean. I think it was rude. Even if it was a joke, it was rude. If it wasn't a joke, it was just dumb. If it was a joke, it was dumb and rude. But I agree with you. Not mean, but I understand what you're trying to say. Yeah, rude. So Strange New Worlds crossing over with Lower Decks, Roger Rabbit style. No, thank you. No, thank you. Lower Decks is garbage, absolute garbage. It's irreverent. Once again, it's dealing with something that is revered by fans, and it's being irreverent with it. Nobody watches it. It's got viewership in the thousands. Got another season. Fucking Paramount. Head inserted in ass. That is paramount. R&B is my other twin brother. There you go. Oh, and apparently there's a crossover of Strange New Worlds. Yeah, I'm not interested in that at all. Once again, if it's irreverent to something that is revered, I revere Star Trek. If it's irreverent comedy, I don't fucking want it. Rick and Morty can do that because it's not Star Trek. It's its own world. You can get away with it with independent stuff like Jojo Rabbit, man. Great fucking movie. Taika Waititi nailed it. A very good film. Had a good statement. I don't like what he does with Marvel. And I only liked what he did with Star Wars because Jon Favreau managed him. Okay,
Hi,
John,
Dad.
take it easy. Have a good day, buddy. Oh, Decepticon's Cave of Villains is here. Lower Decks is cheap ripoff of Final Space. Absolutely, Final Space is a much better show. And it's reverent to its own universe. There's drama in that thing. Emotional stuff. Characters die. They self-sacrifice for other people. And you feel it. I love that show. And if you've never seen him, the creator of Final Space is Olin Rogers, who has a YouTube channel. And he has told some of the most fucked up funny stories I've ever fucking heard. And he had me cracking up. This is way back before he ever had a cartoon. You know, he was nobody on YouTube. Conan O'Brien was exposed to his videos and just found him to be brilliant. And that's how Final Space came about, was Conan O'Brien discovering Olin Rogers. And if you've never seen Olin Rogers' YouTube stuff, what is it? I'm going to go Olin Rogers Phantom Fart. That story is so fucking funny. I got to find it on YouTube. Go to YouTube. And hey, hold on a second before we do anything. What? Your channel? And go to studio. What do we got going on here? Oh, look at this. I got to share my screen. I'm very proud of this. We are on our way to 4,000. We passed this last week. We passed the 3,500, and we're already at 3,703. 72 in the last 28 days. Our watch time is up 1.3 thousand, and we're currently at 6.8 thousand views in the last 28 days. That's really good. I like that. And I think this morning show has been helping it, and it helps me because I like it. This is actually almost like therapy for me. But yeah, I bet you within the next 30 days, we're close to 4,000. So let's see. What was I talking about? Olin. That's right. Olin. Let me find his video. Paste. And hold on. I'm sorry, guys. Ghost in the Stalls. Here it is. How long is this video? It's 5 minutes, guys. I'm going to share this video so you can watch with me. This is what made me like Olin Rogers, the guy who created Final Space. Share screen. Video. No, I want to share tab. Share tab. There we go. Chrome tab. All right. Audio is on. Share. And here we go. Let me drop this down to 480. Yeah, it's already on 480. Make sure it's turned up for you.
Hey, yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while. I haven't told you guys a story in so freaking long. I need to tell you guys a story, huh? Back a while. I was in this Target bathroom. I was making shortcakes. I was pooping. While I was in the bathroom, pooping, I was playing on my phone in silent mode. which by the way is called multitasking. Okay, put it on the job apps. I hear this guy come in the bathroom. He comes in the bathroom, gets in the stall next to me. Okay, and I see sneakers.
I'm going to correct you on that, Keith. This is actually nothing like that show. Lower Decks is stolen from both Starship Irregulars and Final Space. Final Space is a wholly different storyline, different premise, different plots. The guy is a prisoner that gets freed on the ship. It's completely different. And he's surrounded by robots, not people. This isn't a cruise story. It becomes a cruise story later, but it's a build-up to that. So you're right with Lower Decks. You are incorrect with Final Space.
Started pooping next to me. Okay. Luckily, I was in the post poop. Okay, I was just supplying effects to the poop. I didn't want him to know that I was in here. That awkward. You guys are both pooping but not saying any words, and then it turns into like some awkward like Skyping poop call. No, I don't want any part of that. Not me. So I just remained quiet. I'm gonna keep quiet. I don't want this guy to know I'm in here. I didn't want that awkwardness to happen. But in doing this, I created a new awkward moment of quietness. It was so quiet. It was so freaking quiet. I heard a fly fart. It was like a soft, angelic whistle. It was quite beautiful, actually. So I'm sitting in the stall, and I'm thinking to myself, it's a Monday. I got nothing going on. I'm chalk free. I have nothing. I'm Scotch. Tape. I'm so dang clear of anything. I can't even think of. So I decided, hey, I'm gonna break the silence. So I let out the most blood-curdling scream. I released Thor in the stall. And this guy, he like freaks the crap out. All I hear is like two hands press up against the stalls. Just, hello? Is someone in here? Listen, I'm being serious. You almost scared the crap right out of me. I appreciate the help, but I have anal muscles. You have me worried now. I don't know if you're dead or alive. So I hear movement. Like he's getting ready to look under the stall to see if there's somebody in there. And I know this because the guy like hits his head on the paper towel thing, and he's just like, and as he looks under, I pop my feet up. Okay, I didn't want this guy to know I was in there. I can only imagine what this guy's thinking. It's like, hello? So I let this guy get relaxed, get really comf right there on a seat. And the guy starts pooping again. Starts pooping right away. I hear the grunts, hear the splooshes. So I decided, why not? It's a Monday. So I let out another soul-ripping scream. The guy just starts screaming. Freaking all I hear after this is the guy like trying to like put on his pants, right? Like he's about to bust out of the stall and go into mine. So that's what the guy does. I hear him burst out, go into the next stall. Hey! But what this guy didn't know is in the span of him jingling around his pants, it gave me enough cover to move from my stall into the stall right of his. So the guy burst into there. Okay. I see what's going on. You're a tormented soul, trapped within these stall walls. I am not your enemy. I just want to excrete this dark matter safely and quietly. And I promise you this, I will be on my way. If you give me this one solid, I will present you with more solids. So he comes back into his stall. Tensions are dying down, and he started dropping depth charges again. It was almost like he uppercutted a Play-Doh can. I'm in the stall next to him, kind of like this. It's a Monday. I gotta do it one more time. One more final scream, okay? But not just a scream. I decided to yell, run. The roar was so loud, it was like I released the Kraken in the bathroom. It's like a whale gave birth to a roaring T-Rex that was uppercutting a Play-Doh can. The hair stood up on my arms. Yeah, and a little bit of pee came out as well. Blood pee, because it was that loud. Like my freaking butt cheeks clenched, and that caused a sound on the seat. And as I was yelling, my freaking foot dipped in the dang toilet, and so I released more energy. This guy, okay, gets so scared that he just bursts out of the stall, runs out screaming, runs right out of the target bathroom. So I walk out of the stall, and I remember the only thing that I did was I just did a double fist to the air. Right? And I just said, I am the Master Commander. I don't even know why I said this, but it was the moment, it fit the moment. And I remember I was like this, and I look over into the stall. Apparently, the guy had left his pants in the stall, which means that he somehow got so scared that he slipped his sneakers out of his pants and ran out in the Target in his beefy Hanes. So I walk out, right, in the Target, 1 foot soaking, and I go up to an employee and I'm like, hey, I don't know what happened, but somebody left their pants in the stall, in the bathroom. I remember the employee just looks at me and just says, oh, again? Again? Freaking again?
He is so goofy.
I fucking hate that.
I don't. I love it. I love that the energy that he has. I wish I had energy like that. Yes, that is always the risk of pranking people in public. And I prank people in public, strangers. And I think my favorite prank was when I was walking into, what was that place called? It was called The Warehouse out in California. It was an entertainment place. You can buy DVDs, music, everything, posters, toys. And outside were these things called payphones. They used to have these outside buildings way before mobile phones. And as I'm going in, this phone rings. And I look over and I walk over and I was with my then wife, Alicia. She is, of course, passed on from cancer. She just turns and looks at me as I pick up the phone and went, hello. And a person on the other end says, yes, can I talk to, I can't remember the name, damn it. It's just somebody's name, Tom. And I said, oh, I'm sorry. Tom can't come to the phone right now. I'm not sure I should say this, but he has been removed from the company physically and is under indictment for some of the things that happened here at the company. And so I'm probably saying too much, but who is this? And then they say the name and went, oh, I've definitely said too much. Yes, you'll be hearing from them soon. And I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have said any of this. And I hung up. And my wife was like, what did you do? And I said, I don't know, but I wish I was a fly on the wall to find out what just happened. Because I had them believing that whoever they were looking for was arrested and under indictment, and that they were also going to be under indictment. I've never had that happen, dude. Never had that happen. I've lost money in payphone booths. I've never gotten money back fairly or unfairly, like just given to me. Doesn't Blind Frog Ranch usually come out shortly after Skinwalker Ranch is finished? I haven't even started watching it yet. It's on my to watch list. So I don't know what their schedule is, but I'll check into it. I'll let you know. I'll let you know. Penny thought that shit was funny too. Yeah. Olin fucking cracks me up. And anyway, he put out a bunch of story videos of his family, things that they did when they were kids, stuff like that. I find them very funny and very lighthearted, and nothing dark, nothing mean, just funny shit. And Conan saw him and talked to him, found out about this story idea that he had, and boom, produced the series, that animated series. And I liked it. I liked, what was it? Far Space? What was it called? I forget the name of it now. Final Space. And I don't know if they got a finale or not, but this last season was really good. I don't know if they get a final season. Doesn't Blind Frog Ranch, payphones? Yep. I used to prank people by selling them actual trucks. Josh Becker is somebody I used to prank a lot back before he got caller ID. I would call up and I would do different voices with him. And I think the funniest one I ever did was when I did a Pacific Bell operator. Pacific Bell operator 219. We have a collect call from Nome, Alaska. Caller, your name, please. I do believe he said it's Ugmug. Would you accept the charges? And I also asked, is this Mr. Joshua Bucher? Because I used to make fun of him by calling him Bucher instead of Becker. And he got so riled up on that phone call. He's like, I don't know anyone in Alaska. sir. He's seems to know you by name, and this seems to be an urgent call. Why would I accept it? He started like arguing with me, and I'm like responding, I'm not here to argue with you, sir. I'm here to see if you will accept the charges for an emergency phone call from this gentleman. And this went on for about 2 minutes, and finally I just started laughing. He's like, Kissel, you motherfucker. I have all the DVDs, by the way, Warehouse 13. I enjoyed Warehouse 13. Oh, okay. That's interesting. I didn't know that. Well, I know that the curio shop that was in Friday the 13th was based on a real place, which was the, what is their name? The husband and wife Christian team that did exorcisms and stuff like that, seances. And they have it's the doll. The whole movie series is based on Annabelle. They have the Annabelle doll. And so like Friday the 13th TV series was based on what they did.
Did you notice that Annabelle appears in the trailer of Shazam 2?
What's that?
Annabelle, the doll. She appears in the trailer of Shazam 2.
Yeah, I caught that. I saw that. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Look, man, I know a little bit about what a Prince Albert is, and if you got it in your can instead of your wiener, that's weird.
Yeah.
Do you have a Prince Albert in a can?
Some wiping problems.
But no, I know that joke. Do you have Prince Albert in a can? Better let him out. Yeah, I watched that Friday the 13th series. Had items with powers. Yeah, it was based on their museum, their curio museum.
Yes, I love that one. Ooh, the girl.
And I like the fact that the series wasn't about Jason. It was completely different. I almost wish they hadn't even called it that.
I didn't get but why they called it.
There is no.
That.
It's just the same production company. That's all. We got this name. Let's use it. So that it wasn't quite an anthology series. It was ongoing, but each story was a different thing. I like that. Well, it's sort of like Freddy Krueger's series. What was that series called?
Freddy's Nightmares.
Freddy's Nightmares. That was it. Yeah.
That was
that was an anthology series, and he was Alfred Hitchcock, Rod Serling, not the writer, but the presenter. And that was some good television. I actually have all of those. I have them in SD. They're not high quality. I would love to get a HD copy of that series.
I think Francine and Tom were saying that there may be a possibility.
Boy, if they do, man, I'm going to be first in line because I enjoyed that show back in the 80s, man. Let's see. Did you ever watch the Awful Critters TV series? No, I did not. I was not inclined to watch that one. That was another show based on a film that I wasn't interested in.
I didn't know there was a series.
Fat Steven Seagal is here. Fuck you, Fat Steven. I taste like Cheese Whiz, too. I dare you to lick me. Find out.
Are you going to join in, Fats?
Send him an invite. If he's free, send him an invite. PCM fun fact. Keith was never really a fan of Conan O'Brien. That's not a fun fact. That's not fun at all. That's like going through a gate to a roller coaster and it's a garden. Like a yard. There's no roller, there's no fucking ride. Yeah, he's got to send you the link. He's going to send it to you.
I'm on it.
I assumed you didn't because you're not in the private chat for this group. It's only him and Danny. Danny's not even here. Fuck that guy. He gets up at the crack of noon.
Sent.
10 o'clock's too early for me. Wake him up, Penny. I tried calling him yesterday. Couldn't wake him up. He woke up when he was going to wake up.
Let me see. what I missed.
Well, if
Here's one.
Keith is free, I send an invite to Keith through Facebook because he's more on Facebook than he is on Twitter. Well, it's a private chat between them because they're the managers of the show.
Do it.
No, I'm waiting for you to do it so I can undo it.
Yourselves.
Ooh, hey.
Why me? Why me?
Who drew that?
I found that on the internet.
It looks like Mort Drucker's style of artwork. That is really good.
Yeah. I have multiple different ones. See, I'm only a co-host in title, not in actual private chats.
No, you're co-host on TGIF. You're co-host with me doing our show on Wednesdays. But on this show, it's really I'm the host. And you guys pop in as my friends. She's trying again. So you've tried calling him already, too. Yeah, fucker gets up when he wants to.
You're co-host when it's on my channel, and I'm co-host when I'm on your channel.
Exactly. We flip
that's
it
right.
back and forth.
Yeah, I'm talk your shit. I know.
So, but tonight we're doing Nick Weiser's Toxic Tuesday, and I love that because he dropped in earlier. That 70s rock fan, because we said last night on his show we were doing Zardoz. We're doing basically a review of Zardoz. It was a good show. 3 hours though. 3 hours for an hour and a half movie. I'm like, come on, dude, man. We're all over 40. Stop subjecting us to that. We've got to pee. 3 fucking hours. But anyway,
I did 5 hours of Cyberpunk last night. What are you talking about?
You're not over 40. Fuck you.
I know.
I also suspect you have a catheter sometimes that you put around your dick.
No, it's actually a Budweiser can.
Catheters.
It's a Budweiser can.
Filthy bastard.
You're anyway, you can't watch.
Oh, I see what you're saying, Bill. Yeah, there's a little bit of Buzz Lightyear on that. Yeah, but I like the drawing because they got the eyebrow, the squinty fucking eyes, those beady little fucking eyes that Steven Seagal has. They nailed it.
I don't actually have beady little eyes though.
No, you don't. But
no.
Steven Seagal does.
Yeah.
Steven Seagal's always like this.
Oh no, dude! No, I'm having a blast, dude. Like. You're keeping your live streams up, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mine have gone up by 600%. In 48 hours, my views have gone up by 2,000%.
So what do you think's going on?
I was right about the live streams they're pushing. The gifted memberships is done. Shorts and keeping your live streams on your channel will eventually be involved into the algorithm. 10-minute videos are not going to be the main thing with their algorithm anymore. I've gone from 90s to 600s in my live streams. And so I suggest keeping them up and do a test.
Well, I mean, certain ones of mine go into that. Let's see. I'm looking at one right now. San Diego Comic Con coverage was 580. Let's see. I need to go into my video section. Hold on.
I hate they added that new tab, the type. They have the streaming software. I freaking hate it because it makes my window all weird now.
Yeah, most of my stuff remains between 100 to almost 300, depending on the video. But then you'll get this one, like the Comic-Con one is almost 600. Let's see. Cameron Pasha was almost 400 views. My Skinwalker Ranch, the first one I did, is 700 views.
That's nice.
So it depends on what I'm doing. So I'm doing UFO Wednesdays now. It's something I've wanted to do, and I'm kind of happy about doing.
Mm-hmm. Is that where you just sit outside and look at the sky and hope something flies by?
No, I have one of the top #1 researchers, the editor-in-chief of UFO Magazine and the founder of Dark Matters Radio, one of the top UFO radio programs in the United States. He's been a guest on Larry King multiple times.
I was making a joke and you whipped a dick out. What the fuck, man?
Yeah, I'm going to slap you with my dick when you do.
I don't want you to slap me with your dick. I've already seen your tits.
I will fucking.
Is that a mosquito?
You know, I this is what it's like. It's like Steve Seagal. Hey man, are you gonna? And I go.
I challenge you to a duel. Get
I
that away from
challenge you
me.
to a
You
duel.
get
But Don Ecker's
Successful.
coming on the show this Wednesday. I'm very excited about having him on. He's
Awesome.
been a friend of mine for years. And the funny thing about Don Ecker is it's almost like Keith, Script Doctor, and Josh Becker. I have that handful of friends that when I get on the phone with them, it ends up being a really long phone call. Like the longest phone call to date is actually Script Doctor. 9 hours we're on the phone. That was an entire shift plus an hour of overtime. That's how long we're on the phone. But you get with somebody who's as interested in telling stories as you are. And you go through that. It's like you tell your story, then you back off and they tell their story. And then they back off and you tell your story. And you just do this for like 9 fucking hours. And with Don Ecker, we'll get on there and we'll start talking history. And he is, of course, a decorated veteran of the Vietnam War. He's a wounded warrior. And, of course, as a law enforcement officer, he's retired. And he is a wounded former police officer. He lost his leg when he was shot in the leg by a 12-gauge shotgun.
Damn.
And he is one of the most outspoken critics of some of the people in the UFO community because some are fake. Some are full of shit. And he calls them out. I love it when he does it. It's great. I refer to him lovingly as the Larry King of ufology because he loved the shit on people that were idiots. And, but, we're going to be talking about a lot of stuff, including I'm going to bring up Bob Lazar because I want to get his pulse on Bob Lazar. I already personally know his pulse on Bob Lazar, but I want to get on the show and let everybody hear his pulse on Bob Lazar.
Hey,
And
that's
what?
awesome. Sorry, I was going to say,
I thought you were going to add something, buddy. Oh, you had something on screen. I see it now.
do you like donuts?
Join me on a magical adventure of Krispy Kreme donuts and all the wonderful fixings.
That's not a Krispy Kreme donut. I've eaten Krispy Kremes. That's nothing like it.
When I do nothing but donuts for 5 hours, Steven Seagal is driving in a circle.
Sorry.
You're lucky we're friends already.
Yeah, you're still trying not to laugh at that. You got smooth jazz. I got your age group.
Bob Lazar, claims to have. I don't think he said he worked on it. What he did is he actually got to see it for like a few moments, but what he was part of is one thing where he had to deconstruct something and then reconstruct it with what we know now. And and I trust him because the guy can build a rocket from scratch. The guy built from scratch, a water-powered car. Ran on water. And now, of course, when you find out what he did, it's really kind of dangerous because he basically is producing hydrogen in the back of the car. And the device he's using is not safe for public use. It's fucking dangerous as hell. But it was still neat that he could just do this out of shit in his shed, Lazar's for real. He's already been proven correct about a couple of things. The element that he described has now been proven to exist. The government denied it. And then finally it was like, yeah, it does exist. I forget the element, but he was talking about how that was an element that was discovered in these alien artifacts. Hydroponics.
Yep. Electrolysis.
Mm-hmm.
Did you get to see the M&M commercial? Did you like that?
Tony died? Oh, shit. There's your 3. Someone asked last night. They usually come in 3s. There it is. Tony Dow.
There's a lot of people dying. Oops.
Get me fucking ganked?
No, you won't. I have actually had this short up, and I have not been claimed by Amazon or.
Well, it's because it's not solid audio; it's background audio. They probably won't gank you for that shit.
Well, here, I'll show it to you. It was funny.
The one that really pisses me off, by the way, of all our videos that I've done, was our interview with Drew Blair. And I know more people have watched it, but the numbers won't go over 100. And I know more than that watched the show.
That sucks.
And that's YouTube. YouTube did something on that one. I don't know what they did. And so people aren't watching it.
Yeah, it makes sense. Are you going to be watching Lord of the Rings, Gary? You heard about the cameo, right? There's a serious cameo.
Please continue.
Please stop doing that with your head. It's going to get stuck like that. We know how putty like you are.
Look,
I just got my monetization. Sorry, I was reading King's Portal. I got my monetization back. Be careful. Yeah, if it would be a copyright claim, not a demonetized strike. That's not how it works. 10 seconds short, making fun of Lord of the Rings, and I beat Amazon and Slim Shady.
You're pretty safe as long as it's under 10 seconds.
Yeah.
But here, I wanted to show this because I was talking to Darius Munchausen. He was talking about, offering extra inches to women and getting slapped for it. And I said, look, man, I've never been slapped by a woman, but I grew up in a household with 3 older sisters. And when I said something that was out of line, that's what happened. Either kicked or punched in the dick. So let's see what your video is here.
Told you, I mean it.
Oh, that's not a video. It's just Eminem. Yeah, I saw that. I remember when I saw this when you first posted it. Yeah, I didn't laugh the first time you posted it.
Oh, what the hell? You could laugh. Shut up, jackass. This is why I don't come on the streams in the morning anymore, because I'll have a great stream, and Gary will try to ruin my self-esteem, which I have none of unless it's in the back of a Twinkie.
Oh, man. Tony Dow. Yeah, I worked at Wally Cleaver recording studio in Fredericksburg, Virginia as a session drummer. And he was, from what I was told, was part owner in that studio, which is why they named it that. But he wasn't, I never met him. It's just his pictures were all over the studio in the main office. And I played drums on a few songs that were recorded there. It was good money, man. I should have continued doing that. But I had to make the decision at that time, am I going to make a living off of my music or try to make money off my art? And one had to be for me and one had to be for the money. And so I made music for me, and I decided to whore out my artistic abilities when it came to art.
You are a whore. All right.
I have never been slapped by a woman, ever. I've been punched. I had a girl punch me. A couple of women punched me. I had one try to punch me. My ex-girlfriend, Patty, she got hammered one night. I don't know. Something about my face pissed her off that night. And I was in the bathroom and I opened the door to go out. She took this photo here. Let me show this photo. Patty was the manager, the administrator of the nursing home I worked at, and she was an RN, and she inspired me so much to get into my dream of getting into the medical field. And we're still close friends to this day. And she took this photo of me with one of the residents at the nursing home I worked at. That sweet old lady. She died not long after that from cancer herself. But I was this before the Army, so I was like 25 here. And man, if it weren't for her, I probably would have never gotten into the medical field. And but Patty got hammered one night and just for some reason wanted to fucking punch me. And I came out of the bathroom, opened that door, and I looked, and she was standing there. And she leaned way back, and that fist went back there. And I'm thinking, is she going to try to hit me? She's going to try to, oh my God, she's swinging. And I have like these million thoughts that go through my head. And I just sort of like moved, and the fist went flying past me, and it made her mad that she missed me by like a mile. So she went to hit me again, and I just grabbed her and I spun her around and put her in a bear hold, facing away from me, and had her arms locked. And she's like, stop manhandling me. And I'm just like, you just tried to punch me. I'm going to manhandle you until you calm down. I'm not going to let you hit me. But again, never been slapped, but I've been punched or women tried to punch me. And then, of course, my sisters definitely did this. They did that to all of us brothers. It was open territory on our wieners. Man, Now the happier celeb news. Happy birthday to Dame Sexy aka Helen Mirren. Hell yeah, she is. She is a goddess. Grant I never saw a goddess go.
What?
Helen Mirren's birthday.
Right.
Shut up, Steven. Let's see. Anything good in the chat right now? Let's see.
Did you get to see the statues they had of Wong, Yondu, and Green Goblin from No Way Home?
What?
The statues, the SDC reveals of some of the statues.
I don't recall.
Oh, the Green Goblin looks amazing. He comes with and without the mask. You can actually take it off, suppose, or there's two versions of it.
It's not better, Lindsay. It's just different. It's different. All right, let me see this shit. What the fuck?
That's Green Goblin from No Way Home. Yeah.
Oh, I see it now. Okay. Oh, I like that version.
Yeah, I think you can change the heads on the statue.
Yeah, clearly. I like that. Yeah. Oh, very good. Very good. Oh my God, that is really good right there.
This is from Iron Studios, so yeah. I
Little
didn't even
Groot.
notice Baby Groot up there earlier.
Yeah, little Groot.
That's about it, yeah. But there you go. I don't know how much these are going to cost, but if you're looking for some cool ass statues with head replacements, there you go.
They look like they're not very big, so my guess is around 75 to 100.
Probably. Wong looks very detailed, which I'm impressed. He seems
Oh
to be
yes, I like that face. Very good. They clearly are using computer imagery, so they're doing captures of the actual actors' faces to make sure they're accurate. I don't think these are sculpted faces. In fact, the whole thing might be all with 360 photography and put into the computer and built in 3D. Nobody cares about Mick Jagger.
He's alive still?
I do.
Yeah. We care about, Keith Richards.
Ugh.
I want the Wong and Yondu statues. Definitely. No, I would also like the I'd like that Green Goblin one. Look, man, I'm a big fan of Willem Dafoe, man.
Yeah. There's supposedly this came out. It seems that we might be seeing Jessica Jones, the original actress from the Netflix series, and the Daredevil Born Again series from Disney Plus. So there's something. We're gonna get Jessica Jones and Daredevil. Hell yeah. I'm terrified though at the same time because I'm hoping it's good. Dafoe's the best. I also like Christopher Walken. I'm surprised. Did they ever do a movie together? Walken and Dafoe?
That's a good question. Let's look it up. Willem Dafoe, Chris Walken.
And now you just have to throw in this guy.
Yep, they were in a movie called New Rose Hotel in 1998 together.
You just have to throw in Gary Oldman, and you have the trio of psychos.
Let's look that up. Gary Oldman. Now I got to tell you, there's a film of his that a lot of people don't remember, but I love this movie. Was Romeo is Bleeding. Classic noir, neo-noir film that he did. Let's see. Yes, they were in a movie together.
The three of them?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
A little film in 1996 called Basquiat, which is about the artist that was discovered by, what is his name? Andy Warhol.
Monkey Jeebus. Welcome.
Christopher Walken plays an interviewer that interviews him. Gary Oldman played Albert Milo, and Willem Dafoe played the electrician in the movie. There you go. And Jeffrey Wright's in it too. He that was one of his first roles. Was he played the part of Basquiat. and David Bowie played the part of Andy Warhol. What a cast! Hold on a second. Dennis Hopper, Parker Posey, Paul Bartel. God,
How is it called again?
the name of the movie is called Basquiat. And here, I'll just show it to you. Share screen. Boom. And here's your cast. Jeffrey Wright. A lot of people don't know who that is. Now, Claire Forlani, everybody knows who she is. Benicio del Toro, David Bowie, Dennis Hopper, Christopher Walken, Gary Oldman, Willem Dafoe. Then Parker Posey and Paul Bartel are in it too, as well as Tatum O'Neal and this fucking cunt. Nobody likes, piece of shit. But Tatum O'Neal, I think this is one of the last things she did on screen. But it's a very good. And there's Jeffrey Wright, young Jeffrey Wright. And he was a street artist that Warhol discovered. Not listening to it, I'm just watching the trailer here that they're showing. And of course, it was put out by Buena Vista, which you know is owned by Disney. So that was interesting. Man, I like finding out shit like that. Yeah, pop quiz, hot shot. That's right, Bill. What do you do? What do you do? Hell, Martin, are you even here, Steven?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm here. I was watching a clip from Jack Posobiec, whatever his name is, and it has Gates literally going. He's being asked a question: do you think these people at the abortion rallies are ugly and overweight? He's like, yes. He's like, what would you say to those people that would be offended? Like, be offended. So it's funny. I'm sorry.
You're not going to die from it.
No.
Be offended. It's okay. Be offended.
Yeah. If it's not,
it's like that. It's like that moment on Family Guy when Peter gets up on stage and says, "And that's when Jesus came back from the dead to feed on the brains of the living." And this guy says, "I'm a Christian. I'm really offended by that. I guess I just better develop a sense of humor." What was that movie called? Malcolm
in the Middle.
McDowell, David Warner. Because it's not Somewhere in Time. What is the name of that movie that they're in? Time After Time. That was it. There we go. I just want to show a clip of this real quick because I love this movie. If you've never seen this movie, you need to watch it. Share screen. Oh, what's going to happen here? Oh.
Who is it?
Your breakfast, sir.
Pause it.
Bless my soul.
May I come in?
Certainly, certainly.
You were literally the last person on earth I expected to see. You've given me quite a turn. So now I think.
And again, in this film, David Warner is Jack the Ripper, who just happens to be based on a real person who is a close friend of H.G. Wells. So Hopper was in Waterworld. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
He was also in another piece of shit film, though.
Speed?
No, he was in Mario Brothers.
Don't diss Mario Brothers.
Yeah, it's a piece of shit film.
Don't
Great
don't
effects
do-
though.
no,
Some
don't
good effects, but
do
fucking dumb movie.
Oh, I will trash talk Speed all day.
Well,
Mario
Speed
Brothers.
is a dumb movie, but it's fun. I
Nice. That
thoroughly
shit is
enjoyed
not
that
fun.
film.
You see the same story 3 times. Each act of the movie is the same story. Always. The elevator, the bus, and that's.
This is why people don't enjoy you, Martin.
That is why you're here. They came here for you, not for me.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, but if we do an Espanol show,
oh god, no.
They can hate me in Espanol then.
Speed is good. I agree with you, Wolverine. I enjoyed that film. It's dumb. I mean, there are some logic issues with that fucking film that just are profoundly frustrating. But it is one of those films where I tell people it's like Twister. You need to check your brain at the door when you watch films like that. These are, and it's oddly same guy, Darabont.
It's still dumb.
What's this? Hold on. I like Mario Brothers Popcorn Flick. I didn't like it at all. I don't know. I just didn't like it. But everybody was. I'm a fan of everybody, including Leguizamo. Everybody in that film I liked. The problem is I didn't like the film. And in this moment that Lindsay faints because Malcolm McDowell is pretty fucking cool.
I hope, Gary, by the time Christmas 2022 hits, you develop a sense of taste.
You probably was alive, Stephen, but Speed was fucking lit. I actually come here from Martin Acosta Santana. Well, good. Somebody needs to.
2 people watching right now for Martin are that person and his parole officer.
It's true. If Speed hadn't been a hit, there would have been no Keanu and John Wick, because that film being a hit is what led to him becoming a superstar.
So you're telling that it was a necessary evil.
Space Truckers is a weird but fun movie. I like that film. It was made for TV. Was it HBO, I think, that did that, or Showtime? But that was a fun movie.
See? Keith agrees with me.
Wow.
What, my point of saying that it was not a logical film wasn't on point?
Brandon, let's go.
Hey, Brandon's here. Yeah, what's up, buddy? Oh, Steven's falling asleep again.
I'm sorry, you were talking about Speed again. My bad.
Are we boring?
No, I was talking about Brandon.
That's when I fell asleep. That was Speed.
No, you started snoring when I said Brandon.
Don't make it something else and make it twisted.
Yeah, I'm totally making it that.
No, you're not. Don't be a dick, Gary. I already got a bigger one than you.
Are you hearing yourself, Fat?
Yeah.
How can you say
we're both white? We both have small dicks. What are you talking about?
No.
Nothing's over 12 inches here. Come on, man.
Yeah, I've told that, like when I was in the army.
That's true.
This black guy walked up to me in my platoon, and he's like, "Hey, yo, Kessel, man, what's 12 inches in white?" I said, "I don't know what." And he goes, "Nothing."
Jesus Christ.
That's what I was like, Jesus Christ, dude.
Oh, we don't talk about cruise control. We don't talk about.
Oh, that's such a bad film. I make fun of that film when Willem Dafoe he goes to the computer to type in for it to start the process of causing the accident and blowing everything up, right? And what does he put in? He puts in the word now. Tells the computer now. Computers don't understand what now means. They would not understand that unless you built an algorithm in the computer to understand the concept of now as immediately at the number 0, a count to 0. It has to be that, because it's got to be a count. With computers, they understand numbers. But in the movie, he types in the word now for destroying it. And I'm just like, oh my God. Even back when that movie came out, I was like, that's dumb.
Yeah. You haven't removed the whole allow to redirect, right?
What?
The redirect option, right?
No, I have not.
Yeah, for some reason it's disabled now. Ever since I got Mon, I can't do it again anymore. It's like it's all been wiped. So I don't know if it's still there in your settings or something's happened.
Yeah, I think it's still in my settings. Let me go in there real quick. Oh, so let me guess. Mine goes to you, but you don't. Yours doesn't go to mine.
Exactly. No, there's nothing in there for me. But I got the Teespring to work in the shopping tab.
Sure.
Gary.
I forgot. Where do I go find that? I forget. It's under.
Oh, don't worry about it. I don't want you to give another
settings?
sure.
Is it under settings?
Probably is. Sure. Hey, Gary's new. Hey, look, Gary's new sponsor. What? Internet connection?
I'm not seeing it. I can't remember where the hell it's at on. I thought it was under settings.
This better not be the real.
Oh, here it is. Yeah,
this
I found
better
it.
not be the real Pablo Hidalgo that just commented on my fucking Twitter.
Probably not.
25,000 followers.
Why? What did he say?
Oh, because I posted about that game, right? There's a game coming out there that's called Pulling No Punches, and you're literally this masked bandit wearing gloves beating up virus spreaders on the street. And someone just tagged him, and he just replied. I don't think it's the real one, though. Yeah. I was like, I'm not getting this game.
Yeah, I don't see it yet. Oh, here it is. Is it Pulling No Punches? Is that it?
Yeah, that's the one.
All right, I'm clicking on. I don't see any comments.
Scroll down in the you'll see it. I think that is Pablo. Yep, that's Pablo.
Jesus Christ, that is him. I recognize it. Yeah,
Holy shit, that's Pablo. Oh my god.
Well, somebody tagged him.
Yeah, but I didn't expect him to actually comment on my Twitter.
Well, he's not. He's commenting on the other guy's comment that just happens to be on yours. He doesn't give two shits who you are.
I don't care if he gives two shits.
He's like the rest of us.
Not taken away from my power of an unreal world. That's
no problem, Yeti.
I'm sorry. Let me go blow up your private group with how many people retweeted me this morning. I'll get right on that. Shit.
Now you know why I love Steven, because I like to fuck with him.
Fucking hell. Oh, and if anyone wants to clip that and use it as some type of weird narrative shit, go fuck yourself. I don't care.
Yourself, go fuck.
Yeah.
Now,
there's a whole roadmap. You start
those.
here. The bus picks you up at go. We then go about 5 hours to fuck. We have dinner, and then we end up at yourself. And that's the
There
whole
you
transition
go.
right there.
There
It's a
you
whole
go.
map. I'm going to make that as a shirt. Go fuck yourself, the transition, the map. I'm sorry. And I apologize, Penny. I know you swearing. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Hidalgo is. He is going to be eventually the guy that gets thrown under the bus for everything that went wrong at Star Wars.
Yeah.
Because
Right.
we know that he was directly involved with leaking stuff about Gina Carano. He's just going to end up being the fall guy.
Who's a petty bitch?
Exactly, Keith. He hates Star Wars fans. Fuck him. Because if you're doing it for something other than the fans, when you work at Star Wars, you're an asshole. You shouldn't be working there.
Penny, I don't know if that's true. Last night I had about 10 different spam of porn bots within 20 minutes, and I wasn't swearing that much or at all vocally.
Of Pablo Hidalgo, I can only say that MFer is a
I don't
discredit
think,
to
because a lot of
Latins.
times when we're doing stuff and we're not cussing, I'll see porn bots show up early. So I'm not sure what encourages them. I think it's just simply they look for numbers. They have people watching YouTube or bots watching YouTube that then triggers other bots when they see something with numbers that's live right then and there. And they'll just start sending bots.
I'm glad you haven't tried to get me kicked off, Jeebus. Thank you so much, because it just wouldn't work.
Well, this one's not. He's making them quit, and not getting them kicked, but making them quit is the difference.
Mm-hmm.
And created this 15 following 2 followers. It's burner account. There you go. But there it is. Let's get our list going. We're at 2 hours. I'm going to end this shit. Get on with my day. I got stuff I got to do.
Yeah, you can't shit on me no more. That's why.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, somebody posted this again. Yeah. Here we go. This is what we showed the other day about where Netflix is. And Netflix is finally starting to see some growth. But who is this? Oh, has nothing to do with that. Fuck you. Some sort of environmental thing. Good. Pablo Hood, a piece of shit, and Fall Guy status would be well deserved. Well, that is what a lot of the people in the know are saying is predicted. I think even Doomcock's talked about that on his show, that we all just sort of figured that he is going to be the one that gets thrown under the bus by Kennedy because there's no love lost.
I don't know what that means, Keith.
You don't know what that means. That's May 25th, 1977.
Oh. Star Wars.
The release date of Star Wars. So, you got my list, buddy?
Yes. It's gone.
So you want me just to put this hashtag right underneath his reply? Okay.
Yeah, I want to see Nope too, Penny. It looks fun. There we go. I want to thank you guys for being here. AF Watcher 88, Aaron Ratliff, Bill Barkley, Brandon the Anime Guy. Hopefully I see you Saturday. CJ Batpunk, Cavatino Calvaryman Che, fellow veteran after my own heart, and Das Wolfen, D. Bud Martin, Decepticons Cave of Villains, Dennis McCullough. It's good to see you again, man. Glad you're back. Dr. Dragon, Fletcher Williams, Floral from Under a Rock, Gap After Dark, which was formerly known as the artist called Gap Stargate. Keith, the movie geek, was in the chat, not on the show. King's Pork Cow, Lindsay, the cynical geek, Magical Mags, Magitech Mags, Magical Mags.
Tara, just call her Tara.
Lindsay, the cynical geek, Monkey Jeebus, one of my 2 favorite monkeys. Osa Fresh 94, Penny was here. Rough Girl TV, Shanatsky, That 70s Rock Fan, the Peter Vinkman fan site, and my other favorite monkey, War Monkey, Wolverine 626, and of course our good friend Ka, also known as Zax. I want to thank you guys for watching the show today and always being here, showing support for this show. You guys are the best. Sad we didn't get Mr. Tickle Trunk today, but he gave us a heads up that he wouldn't be here because of family stuff. Also, I want to remind people, if you look down in the chat, there is something important there. I mean, not the chat, the video description. And that is, of course, the link to Mike Lorber's, what do you call it? GoFundMe. He is going to be homeless, I think he said officially Sunday. Him, his daughter, and his wife, because the landlord is disobeying the law, and the cops aren't going to do anything about it up there in Alberta, Canada. So to help our good friend Mike Lorber, also known as Comic Relief Crusader, with his family needing to find housing as soon as possible, as they're expected to be homeless this coming Sunday. And I put the link down there. I will go ahead and also put it in the chat real quick here.
No.
Control V, and there you go. We have had a major impact. Our channel, you guys, got him up to over 400 last I checked. Let's go look at it right now. Let me pull it up on screen. Share screen.
He should dress like Pee Wee Herman, and then you get the other 500.
Yep, there we go. I really do believe that almost every single person that has contributed, they did it right after our show.
Oh, I didn't realize it was a GoFundMe. I thought it was something else about subscribers. What happened?
No, it's GoFundMe. He's going to be homeless on Sunday. And
what the fuck?
Yeah, he's being evicted, and I think absolutely unlawfully. He's going to sue him, but suing's not going to get you a house.
No.
I told him what I would do, but I understand it's very difficult because how are you going to get your groceries? What you do is you lock down in the house and don't leave. They can put a lock on the outside, but they can get in trouble for that too, because you've got to be able to make an egress out of the house if there's a fire.
Why-
So if you're inside the house, it's unlawful to put a lock on the outer doors.
But what happened? Why is he getting
sold the house, or they're selling the house? I think they're closing on it at the end of the month, and so the current landlord said, "You got to get out."
Did they give him enough
now?
notice?
You have to the end of the month, so they have to be out by this coming Sunday. So,
Did they give him any notice though?
No. And by law in Alberta,
that's lawful,
Alberta is 90 days, but the police said they won't do anything about it. They said it's not right, but you need to take that to court. The police can't do anything about it. In fact, if the police are called, they have to remove them. And I'm like, bullshit, man. This is bullshit. So
he can take the
our
landlord
channel's
to
got
court.
him already 430 the first day. This is day 2. Let's see if we can get that number up a little bit. Basically, if we got I think it was 100 people at $40, you would have enough to cover it. And we've already had 2 people, like, look at that, see all of them. We have one for 100, one for 150, and another one for 100. And absolutely, I support Mike. He's a really good guy. Love him. And that's why he disappeared for a while, because he took a new job. And that's why he's not on the shows today, because his new job is 8 to 5. And he can't be on any of our shows. So I told him not to worry, that I would support him, and I would get with you, and you and I would talk about it, and we would support it on what we're doing.
Can you put the link in? Can you put that whole link and talk in the private chat so I can tag a bunch of people, please?
Yeah, hold on. Private chat.
Including Pablo Hidalgo.
There you go. So there's his GoFundMe. Please feel free to contribute. I don't care how much you do. But like I said, if he told me, he says, if you got like 100 people to put $40 in, that would cover everything. But I told him, I said, are you including your math of how much GoFundMe keeps? Because they keep a percentage. So, but I think he'll hit the goal and be able to cover for that. So, and what it is they got to put $2,000 down on a house. And I forget the program. Let's see, is it in here? Yeah, here it is. Calgarians and their instead of Calgarians and their families get. I'm doing the what do you call it? Game of Thrones version of their name, Calgarians, and their families get into a home ownership sooner than they thought possible, rather than saving for years to grow a full 5% down payment on your home. When you buy a home through Attainable Homes, you only need to contribute $2,000, and they contribute the rest of the down payment. I do believe, though, that on closing, you still have to pay the closing fees. I don't think they're going to cover the closing fees. When I did the reading on their website, I think you still pay for the closing fees, which isn't really much, but I'm sure they'll get enough to cover it. And they're going to be homeless. They have no place to go. Their son has a house that they're going to store all the things in, but they can't stay there. So they got to figure out where they're going to stay. So I'm concerned. And you don't want him losing his job over this shit either, because you can lose a job for being homeless. People don't know that, but it can happen. So Facebook user, and you can get legal remedy in court, maybe, but that does not solve the problem. And it can take a while too when you go to court. You may end up going to court several times before you get satisfaction, if you get satisfaction. So I'm assuming that that's Stephanie Beatty talking. No, it's Canada. It's Canada. They're Canadians. They're from Canada.
Canada, you goddamn it! Just say Canada. You're taking away the seriousness of it. It's Canada. Canada. Foot in your ass, yeah.
But look, guys, if you can support him in any way, shape, or form, dollar, what have you, every little bit helps. And if you can't contribute, please share. Share it out there. Let people know, because I like helping my friends. They've helped me so many times. Steven helped me. Got a GoFundMe for me when we had the fire. And that bought this computer that I do the show on. I bought this computer.
He still hasn't paid me.
You didn't give me the money, motherfucker.
I made the fun. I got you.
No. What are you, Stallone?
Gerry.
Hey, Paulie, what?
Don't you go messing around with Fat no more, okay? He's a good guy.
What the hell? Why are you doing Milwaukee?
So, what was that joke that came out? Like, policy, hey, Rock, your kids are spoiled. Your kids are spoiled. They're spoiled. Spoiled rotten. Stallone goes, hey, Paulie, a lot of kids smell bad. I like that. It was a baseball pitcher told that joke on Tonight Show. I fucking laughed. I'm like, that was hilarious back when Carson was still on. But I want to thank you guys for being here. It's been wonderful. Steve, thanks for dropping in. Martin, always thank you for running the chat. And I want to thank everybody in the chat. I think everybody, everybody I've said thank you. Nobody's shown up since I said it. So we're ending the show. And I'm going to end it with our typical outro. Yeah. And everybody have a good day today. And don't forget tonight, Toxic Tuesday. I'm going to be on there with Nick and the guys. Hopefully Tom will be there tonight. Possibly Mad Mardigan. I don't know. He shows up when it's a film he's interested in. I don't know if he likes South Park. I've never talked to him about it, so I don't know. And then of course that 70s rock fan will be there tonight. He is of course my arch nemesis. I fucking love that guy. He got so annoyed with me because I was like doing. I changed my background here. I'll show you what my background was last night. Here we go. Let's get it.
Oh, your background? I'll show you mine next.
Hold on. I have to turn on this light. There we go. And he got to me and I said, hi, everybody. God, that sun is bright here in Scotland today. I'm in Glasgow, where apparently people don't move. They just sit like this. This is so weird. It's really weird. I just had some haggis and mashed potatoes. It was really, really disgusting. And he was getting so on. And then I started doing the whole Scottish thing. It's like, where laddie, there's a wee one, yeah.
Who is Steven Seagal? What the? That's my background.
Yeah, I've had that before. I like that one. It's a really nice one. I think I got it because you showed it the first time. It's like, yeah, that's pretty awesome. That is pretty awesome.
You notice how Gary's staring intently?
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Can't see it intently. Yeah. You put Gary's face all over every one of those girls' faces.
Yeah, there was the gratuitous titty scene. It was not fully exposed. The nipples were covered, but there was that scene at the end of Zardoz, and I got that 70s rock fan to like pause it for like 5 minutes. It's just me looking at it going, that is so awesome. That picture.
All right. Someone already donated $35. He's up to $465 after my retweet as well.
Oh, good. I got to find it.
I don't like tagging big channels with stuff like this, but I tag everyone I can. And I said the most I'm asking for is a retweet.
Yeah, it's like, look, if you can give. If you can't give, don't worry about it. Just share it, please. But I know some people don't support any of this stuff. There we go. Anonymous put 35. Very good. Thank you, guys. I want to make sure Mike knows that we love him. And I do. I really love that guy. He did this great intro for us. Is it here? Yep. I'm going to play the intro. This is my thank you for doing all the money that's up there right now.
Deep in an underground secret Pacific Island lair, Pop Culture Minefield presents Saturday morning fun time. This is the Comic Relief Crusader telling you to get your morning cereal ready because here we go.
That's Mike. You know, I love he does a very good Ted Baxter, or what's his name? The actor that played Ted Baxter, Knight. I forget his first name. He was in Caddyshack. Anyway, because he was the voice of a lot of those superhero cartoons, including Super Friends. Oh, are the sex bots back? Nah. Has anybody blocked them yet? I'll find out. It'll give me an error. Yep, somebody already blocked them. See, if I block them, they actually disappear from our screen. But when you guys, somebody out there does it, it stays in our chat here. So, Cavalryman Che, yes, you stay healthy too. And hey, I wish you would talk to me privately about joining us on Dangerous Nerds. We are getting ready to launch it. I'm going to be doing some new promos for it. Our first two guests are going to be best-selling author and celebrated military veteran John M. Del Vecchio. He's written many New York Times bestsellers, including The 13th Valley, which is considered the greatest Vietnam War book ever written. And then, of course, Don Ecker, who's our guest on Wednesday, will be back. But on Dangerous Nerds, we're going to be talking about a lot of military stuff. It's nothing but military vets talking about things that interest us, which includes military shit. So, but I want to thank you guys. Been a great show, great chat, great panel, and as he would say, away we go.
Gerry touches himself at night while eating Cheese Whiz.
We're waiting. Has Shinotsky been funny yet?
Fat Steven. Martin. Awesome show. Great show. Backdoor Gerry. Awesome show. Bom.
Gerry's pubic hair eat pencils.
Y'all come back now. You hear? Fat Steven's gay.